Welcome to the first episode of Everyday Tarkov, where an everyday player plays Tarkov. This is basically a counter to the videos with Shroud or Summit or anybody that really does well in this game. This is kind of the everyday man's Tarkov play. As you can see, I'll show myself dying a lot and basically all the struggles that I go through in a night, as well as any time that I do well. I'm not a great player. I'm still low level. I think I'm only a 15 or 16 right now. And I have a lot of issues that I need to overcome in this game. So this is basically a way for me to reflect on my mistakes and try and keep myself from getting into these situations. I also thought this would be a nice change of pace for anybody that has struggles in this game and watches people that make it look easy. I do that a lot, and it just doesn't really reflect the game to me, so I figured this might be better for people that want to see somebody that's not the greatest in the game, I guess. So I'll show a lot of my mistakes, and I'll definitely talk about things that I think I could have done better. I hope that you guys will join in the comments, kind of dogpile on me and beat me up about my gameplay. Tell me what I could fix. Maybe if there's some control schemes that I could try. You know, I switched to holding shift to sprint instead of pressing it, and I just threw myself off, and I was having a hard time. You might see that a couple times in this fight here in Factory. Overall, yeah, right here, I kept skipping because I kept forgetting to hold shift. Also, over the period of these videos, I'm going to be trying to do this pretty much for every night that I play and have time. If I work in the morning, then I won't have time to do the video after I play, but, well, basically. So I'm going to be cutting around a little bit. This is all going to be sequential for my entire night, and I'll try and show any loot that I grab as well. If there's something I'm not showing, like maybe my loadouts or my inventory, maybe if I'm, you know, when I'm selling and stuff, if you guys want to see that stuff, let me know in the comments. I'll start adding that in as well. So we ended up fighting a lot of scavs here in Factory, and there's actually some PMCs. You can hear them right now coming up. They went over bunker, so I didn't get a chance to loot, and I was kind of waiting there for a while for them. They ended up coming up under stage over there. My buddy shot at them. I'm playing with two of my friends right now. I went to the tunnels because I knew they'd go back and down and around. And actually, you can see his feet here, but if I had laid down, I might have been able to body him with a few bullets. I went back up, and I was waiting, watching that corner because I have the bigger advantage there. And, you know, he peeks out, but I clip all of my critical shots clipped there, and there happened to be a scav, or a scav player, I guess, at the back of blue container, so he dropped me real quick. Then we went back in, and I believe this was a scav run. Yes, it was. So I had gotten shot coming up middle building. That's what I call it, or a lot of people call it stripper club or stripper pole. My buddy actually, I think, killed him. He was over above stage on the 3rd story, over by office hallway, stairwell. Anyways, we came in late, so this guy was dead up here, level 23, I think it was, and I grabbed all his loot. So that was a nice little game. He had PP rounds, which I guess aren't good at all, because I used those in a raid a little later, you'll see, and they did not do the job for me. So this is a PMC run after that scav run. We extracted, no problem. I just spotted a PMC down there by the extract area, gate 3, and I can hear someone below me, right? So I crept too far out I should have just peeked out. I thought he was going to be at those boxes, so I went all the way out. And then this was a pistol run, so I definitely should not have been in that situation. And the other thing was that I sprinted to get back into the catwalk, but you actually have to crouch to get in there, so I screwed myself over and I didn't slide in either, so that was a big mistake. I messed up my jump there. You can peek over the top there. That's actually really nice. He's right there, and I go to slow walk, or come out of slow walk here, and I open up my inventory like a dum-dum. He could have definitely killed me if he had peeked. I know he's right there. I missed the headshot, or I hit it, but it ricocheted. One of the two. And then I went around the side. His buddy must have already been sitting there, maybe. Hear him come up. Two pretty good sprays there for me. That scope was crazy. That was a scav run too. He had some decent loot. You know, that's like sugar's like 30 grand. The big bullet there is another like 50, 60 grand. Went upstairs. I found this guy who had the scav backpack, a little bigger. Gun in there. Pretty nice AK. He had another AK on him, all types of stuff. We extracted with all that stuff. I came back with the 60 round AK that I pulled off the guy on catwalk a little earlier. I run into these two PMCs, and I'm just not good at spray control in this game. You know, that looked pretty good to me, but apparently it's not good enough, and he mowed me down. I do have the end screen here, so we can take a look at how many shots hit and everything. We have 17 hits, and that was out of 60, almost 60 rounds, which was the entire clip. Would have definitely been screwed anyways had I shot 2 more bullets. Just still, that was a lot of bullets to hit between 2 people. I didn't place them well, and basically I got to work on spray control. Then I have this scav run, and I shoot that player's scav. That scav looked at me, so I dropped him, and all hell broke loose. There's only 4 minutes left. Scavs overran the map, but this was another mistake of mine. I put myself out on this, like, basically no cover instead of peeking around things. I should have stayed right inside the catwalk, but I didn't. That could have been very bad. And then I have this stupid SKS, which I hate. Thank God I had a bandage. I actually rip off the rear sight for the SKS because it helps the overall visibility for me. So anyways, I killed that guy that was camping the spawn, and now I want to get down to him. I reload. That's one of the caveats of the SKS. If you forget to reload, you're gonna be screwed. I cleared out a couple of scavs. I know there's still more, so I'm scared. My stomach's at 0, even though I bandaged. I have anything to help with that, so there's a lot of loot. I mean, just like a couple of those scav bodies probably would have enough loot for me to load up, you know, for a couple PMC runs, but I didn't take the time to loot here because I knew I had to reload. I didn't know where that other scav went, if I had dropped him or not. The first scav I shot at when I turned that corner. So I closed that door just in case there's any more campers. They'd have to actually come up to the door and open it in order to kill me. Maybe he had a buddy that was in there. I reload, you know. I think I'm doing good at this point. Time will tell, I guess. Of course, there's more scavs. Drop him. I really want to loot that body because I'm not sure how long he had been camping, right? Go to loot it, I hear a scav. This guy comes up on me hard and backs off too. Had he pressed me, he probably could have killed me because I had my pants down. I don't know why I'm looking so far left. I think there's a pipe that blocks that off, but there is a clear walkthrough within that metal shed. So Couple bad placed shots there. Basically fucking with me. Ah, man, I hate watching myself play because I'm so bad at this game. Look at that headshot. It sprayed blood on the boxes and didn't kill him. SKS round, you know? And then I just completely whiff all of those shots. Again, gotta reload the SKS. I don't know how many rounds I have left. I should have checked. There's only a minute and a half left. I really want to loot that body still. I go for the headshot and it takes me way too long. He drops me because he's a fucking AI. So anyways, I went to Woods after. I started on Woods because I wanted to try and get the Jaeger introduction quest from the mechanic done. So what you have to do is go to the plane crash on Woods, and there's this little hunting stand, and underneath it there's the letter. That's Jaeger's camp. That's Jaeger's letter. You take that back to the mechanic and you get Jaeger. Now the problem is that I've never been able to do it because I don't know the extracts on this map. I'm pretty sure you can't extract through factory. And nice little out there for me, even though it was just a scav and he wasn't doing anything extravagant. That was pretty good for me. So anyways, I don't know the extracts. Factory, I think you have to have a player and a scav to get out of the factory gate. Outskirts is the only one I know. Like no works. I don't know where cliff descent is. I had pulled up a map just before I fought that scav, and I couldn't find a good enough map with explanations. I should have watched a video before in order to find out where all the good extracts are. So I see that guy. I thought he saw me. I have no good cover here, right? He didn't see me, so I push up. Again, he hasn't seen me. He's looking at someone. So I tried to line up a shot, and I thought it was pretty good, but I think it was a little bit high. And I can't tell if I hit him with the second shot or not. I definitely didn't hit him with the first. So we get into this fight, and I'm trying to pre-fire around the tree. He peeks, suppresses me a little bit, moves to the other tree. I'm playing him pretty well. I don't know how my shots aren't landing. I get a couple in there though, and finally drop him. He hits me pretty hard too, but doesn't black anything out, which is the main part. I'll skip the healing process since it's a little tedious. Basically, I Saliwa and use the splint for my arm. I don't use any painkillers because all the pain goes away after a little bit. I move up, and I don't know who he was shooting at, but he's got a scope Mosin, so he's probably pretty far away. I go up and risk it to loot him. I waited a little bit to see if anybody was around, you know, any of his friends, but nobody approached, so I went ahead, risked it. I don't know why I don't take that 8R. Maybe it's because I'm terrible at this game, but I take the backpack empty, could fit the 8R, but I don't take it. I know that's a very stupid thing, but regardless, I guess I'm very stupid. So I leave that, and I end up coming across one of the other extracts that requires a key, I believe. I go down and check it out in case somebody's exit camping. I take it real slow. Fortunately for me, nobody was, even though I look like a dummy. There's a duffel bag and a weapon crate, so I loot that. I got a couple good things out of there. I mean, the duffel bag was pretty well loaded with tape and pomegranate juice and plugs. I think there was just a muzzle attachment and maybe a stock and weapon crate. I went up the stairs here real slow in case somebody was camping, and I end up hearing some leaves get rustled, right? So now my panties are in a bunch. And I don't know why I hold this angle. Like, this is the end-all be-all for them. Like, oh man, if they come down here, I'm gonna one-tap them as soon as I see them, right? Such a stupid angle to hold. I should move up to that corner or down to the other corner so that when I end up fighting them, I'm not sitting in the middle of the fucking hallway. I would have much more hidden. But I was totally exposed. I thought I could have killed him. I guess I had some shit rounds in that AK from that scav, and he ends up annihilating me. So that's all for tonight's runs of Tarkov. I made out with, you know, a couple $100 but I probably lost more than I made. I have weapons to spare, and I'm sure I'll get some back in scav runs tomorrow. And from Prapor, especially those Mosins, I always insure those, and they usually come back. I really like the Mosin. A lot of the times you can one-tap or two-tap people if you hit the shots. I actually do hit shots with the Mosin most of the time. But when it comes to a fully auto gun, I'm just not always that fluent with it. Anyways, thank you again for watching, and leave comments to let me know what you don't like or do like about these videos and what I could add to help improve them, and if I can do anything to improve my own gameplay, or if there's anything that I've done or talked about that has helped improve your gameplay. I know that's a lot of comment requests, but I really want to get the comments going. I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves. I won't always have a chance to respond, but I will probably read every comment that I see. I'm going to keep these videos coming. Hopefully it gains traction, and I see you guys around a lot more. See you later.